wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV Deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. COVID money, miss away in the little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste no must a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but me got in a figure you. Take the skin of money, got and say that is not you. One day the man above him, him a got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out with beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The already promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, them rap and they down in our fever. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
On them treat the market man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
On them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.
Yes, good morning. We are trying out with new little debacles. I wonder how them sound on your end. It is indeed D-Day for the Prime Minister. In the words of Isaac Buchanan, them thief enough, but silly clear. As we know, are aware, they steal 3 trillion, but the government could only cough up $20,000 as a give back to you, the people. Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. John Bailey, you make me laugh. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Welcome to the Global Television Group. It is indeed the day we have all been waiting for. It has arrived. Us, as much as the Prime Minister is waiting for the 10 o'clock hour and the handing down of the judgment. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, via subscribers, commenter controls. Good morning, Beat and Teach. RJ, good morning. Good morning. Jason Kane, Joan Bailey, Violet Watson, Miranda Roddock, Patrick Mendez, Starlet Harlot, good morning. David Jervis TV, good morning. How are you? Miranda Roddock, good morning. Perspective Par, Keith Matthews, Jamaican Carlos TV, Wagwan bro. The beating continues, isn't it? Christine Gilbert, good morning, good morning. Rumba Time News, good morning. Abina Sarkoli, Kenai Gray, good morning. Sharon Bernal, Blue Wave, Michael Neck. Good morning, everyone. Richard Reed, good morning. Like and share the live, please. Honestly, I didn't really prepare a program for you this morning. But as it is with the Prime Minister and his non-stop blunder, I mean, you could just walk in and give a full talk about the Prime Minister's reckless string behind the other blunder, or clashing with each other blunder. Sophia Hall. With this Prime Minister, you're never short. You're never short from having his controversies to deal with. Because my God, him come with countless amount of it. Today is a very not so nice day for the Jamaica Labour Party and for the Prime Minister. Because the court ruling, report tabling, and everything that goes along with it. But we cannot ignore the big scathing blunder that just has been opened in front of everybody. Is about how our government, how the anti-Holness regime uses the country's money, despite of what they are going around the country and telling everybody. You realize it has ended up in a car crash. Whether it will be a write-off or it will be fixable is a matter of our insurer, the IMF or the World Bank, isn't it, Phelan? It's a matter for the insurers. Yes, both Darwin Plan and Joe is in court today. What a disgrace. Juliet, why they never give a court there for the thief in land today? Make we have the entire party in court. Why they never fix Juliet court for today as well? I mean, it's not a good look in it when it comes to integrity. It's not a good look for so much people from one party, especially members of the cabinet, to be in front of the courts for untoward things, alleged fraud, stealing, illicit, whatever it might be. But then when you realize from Janet Calder's recent dive into the country's spending. You realize, a small scale are going down there, so compared to where are going up yonder. The country cannot move forward with so much money being spent. I mean, even in an exercise book, if you're a person who is about accountability and transparency, Annette Thompson, even in an exercise book, you could account for that $3 trillion. Even if when you spend the money, you write it down in an exercise book or hardcover book. So me spend this year, so at this me spend this span, at a person I may pay this year. If every department was using hardcover book, you could account for those money. But I wonder if the IMF knows, but then again, the whole of them are wicked. How will you account to the IMF? That is the question I would ask them about. Then because them not really care as long as the country now develop, because that's the whole thing out there, to keep the country in a stagnant and developed state. But telling you all the while, Andrew it was on an agenda to crash this country. That's why them send Nigel or Jamaica come train. But telling them send Nigel come train how to F up an economy. Nigel passed his test. You remember when Nigel are making last budget presentation, do you remember how much of these high official people from foreign come sit down and listen Nigel make mistake and cracking your head on woman arm? But they send Nigel into a position where Nigel will be crafting policies towards the Jamaica that he crashed. So you say Jamaica, don't get rid of Nigel Clark. Nigel Clark only is going to do wasara to Jamaica under People's National Party government. Because Nigel would have a vested interest in making the People's National Party look bad. Making it look like it's the People's National Party who has crashed the economy. This is why them sing it in our ears and make sure, drown it in, that they have done the best on the economy. They are the best with the economy since independence. That is what they run around and tell everybody, because they are going to want to tell you the People's National Party, they have built the economy, and the People's National Party has destroyed the economy. But not quite so if you're following the trajectory and the lives of Nigel Clark and Andrew Holness. When all of Andrew Holness, government agencies, ministries, and entities provided no accountability to Nigel Clark for the time that he was finance minister, or whoever Nigel Clark took over from. Of course, when you look at, if you look at the 11-year period that this unaccountable spending gears towards, let's say correctly, 2 years, it's within the last 2 years of the People's National Party, Portia Simpson's administration. That should not be used by the JLP to throw us off guard of them not being accountable at all since them coming out of this. 9 full years of unaccountable practices, Marjorie Goldberg, unaccountable spending, money thrown left, right, here and there. We knew Tufton and his ministry is one of the big looter. And it doesn't come as a surprise, does it? Because if you remember that article that Dr. Abrahams did months ago, we read that article on here. But that article opened up our eyes to a lot of contract that Dr. Tufton issued out. Christine Gilbert, how are you? A lot of contract that was issued out by Dr. Tufton, which one, did not go through the proper procurement process. Two, there was no formalities of those contracts, meaning nothing, never the pen paper. It was all word of mouth. So it's kind of not surprising because we already know Christopher Tufton department was milking an awful lot. His market, me and others, in friends and family, them when use COVID money and just issue to like, my back pocket get too heavy here, take some of the load off it. This is how our country money has been used to prop up friends and families. A lot of contracts and kickbacks. That's why these money are unaccounted for. Because everything I go under table, two hand echo, without nothing is being registered in the system. This is nothing of an accident or a mistake or a mishap or that they don't have the proper systems and processes to do those type of accounting. Cousin Myrna Wagwan, they cannot use those excuses. There's a very simple way. If you don't have softwares bespoke designed particularly for your system, anybody using a computer, anybody training accounts would know how to keep such, which gonna have computer in every ministry and all of these services. You can do that accounting in a spreadsheet. Let's come out of the hardcover book and the receipt book and the invoice book and deal with the computer world. You could do all of that accounting, Catherine Harkin. You can do all of that accounting in a spreadsheet. Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. Jamaica don't catch up with the time yet. Or is it not that them don't catch up with the time? Them just decide to stay in the analog version because the analog version helped them to advance them looting and shooting through the country's budget. Joseph Hewitt, the easy jerk, wagwan, bro. Because if they remain in the analog state of how they do accounting, as I said, I've spoken to people who work within certain ministries, and the accounting system within the ministry is still done in a book. They're still backdating things in a book. The reason why, me know Carlos, me know them I do. The reason why them don't want to go digital, Carlos, Shirley Booker. No one first, I'll go on. The reason why they don't want to go digital, because they're trying to rub out the footprint of their looting and shooting. It's their footprint they're trying to protect. But then them still stupid because there's a budgetary allocation for the country. There is also a budgetary or whatever the word called and tie up the tongue. Budgetary allocation for each departments and agencies. So if them think to say an analog system is going to protect their foot, even in a kickback, it still is not a 100% system, because another issue as well, Carlos, they have become so comfortable and complacent doing these type of looting and shooting, because them know say nothing now gonna happen, nobody now gonna investigate them now go to prison. The most is going to happen that it's going to be aired in the media and they're going to be embarrassed if them have any shame. Unlike Andrew, we know him don't have any shame. We don't know how much coconut puss they walk with, because puss couldn't break one coconut in an Andrew eye. There, no. And a one coconut. A though one coconut broke in an Andrew eye. So it's just that them broke into them old ways of stealing, Carlos. And them thinks that even that old way of stealing will protect them. But somebody somewhere know how much money you did get. And if you in turn can turn around and tell where show what you do with it, we still are going to find out for your thief. But because them come there to enrich themselves, they are rigid into the system where them know say them can run that kickback system by fixing a price, yes, so on the system, but the price where the actual contract go for is like 60% of what you write down in the system. So then so the other 40%, when you give that 100% to the contractor, 40% the contractor has to give back to you, because the actual deal between you and the contractor was it valued the 60%, but you charge the state 100%. So the contractor collect the 100% and give you back 40%. Even that them get caught out with Carlos. But because them come there to enrich themselves, them know say if them to do them job and be human and work with them salary, them won't be able to turn billionaires. Certain them are going to turn millionaire because it's the salary, L-Dog, what them give themselves. Because of the salary what them give themselves a year time, of course, them will turn millionaire, but that's not what it is for them. Most of them will used to come in politics. When them come out, them want to measure up with the civil service, not the civil service, the private sector. Them want to have multi-billion in a bank account, and them want to have companies here and there. June 26. Is a battle to get into the private sector clique, but at the expense of the people, standing on the shoulder of the public purse to get there. This prime minister is a classic example. Whenever, especially for the last 2 years, here Andrew out of a mess to do with money. All right, not even 2 years. So from Andrew Wheatley to today, with NHT and Heart, NST and all that. Andrew Juliet, Marissa Dalwymple, Phil Burt, Bobby Montague, this. It's a rolling cascade. They haven't had time to recuperate from one scandal to another. One of my big problems is how the Prime Minister, with all of these big issues, Min Miles, refused to address the nation about any of these things. The nation is still waiting to hear from the Prime Minister about NEPA. The nation, Worrell Reed, the nation doesn't understand why the deal was made, who authorized the deal, if money was changed, if money changed hands. There's a lot of questions that the Prime Minister is required to answer on NEPA. And every time the Prime Minister gets backed into a corner with that, let's try to create something here now, with his multiple lack of integrity debacle. Multiple. So if you try to fix things in your language how you understand it in a Prime Minister, sometimes we have to dunce like you to really understand what going on in your mental space. So, like how we're dealing with, you're dealing with multiple integrity scandal. I saw you go. Grace Linton. You're dealing with multiple scandal at the moment. Which one do you address the nation with? 2 more reports to be tabled. Neither disgrace again. Neither disgrace again. Because they say, if the report turns out nasty multiple integrity scandal, if the report turns out that it is so scathing, Prime Minister, that you have to ask Marcia Thomas, a member of your team, to step down or step aside, it is that part I am waiting to see, because I cannot imagine how you would execute that in an honest, fair, and sensible way, or a non-confrontational way. That is my biggest problem for you right now, Fabian, on this morning. My biggest problem, Prime Minister, how do you deal, true love, with the reports that are yet the investigation reports to be tabled? Because this could become a serious issue, to post. We find out that somebody that a thief had an Andrew and Marissa. To pour with ear to the speaker, backside, speaker and Prime Minister in the same kofenke. No, man. We will have to be forced to continue with them, or they will declare martial law and the family take over the country. So no fool and afraid of them, And Holness, remember one thing about this Prime Minister, Dennis Hilton. He loves to keep people in his pocket. This Prime Minister loves to pay his way through. Allow me to tell Prime Minister, go foreign, go buy a degree. Go foreign, go buy honorary doctorate. Go foreign, go buy DLP and beg somebody write the thesis for you, or beg AI write it for you until we say I graduate next year. And I walk and call yourself doctor and nothing don't go so. Andrew Holness, Doctor of Law and Policy. which is something completely different to to Andrew Holness, PhD. Completely different. But because you and your clans are done every day, Dr. Andrew Holness, Dr. Andrew Holness. Why you don't call him Thiefing Andrew Holness? When you never see last night, one of Andrew gunman out a protest because they're killing bad man. This is what our politicians are concerned about. Is them and them gunman. It's literally that to a politician them. It's about the gunman them where they can rely upon. The gunman them who protect them. Why you think Andrew Holness can't talk to Everard Warmington? Andrew Holness cannot talk to Everard Warmington because when the debacle between after Bruce stepped down, and the debacle between Andrew and what you call him, Ardleshire, only for the gunman them and the big spender them defend Andrew. This is why you see people like Everard Warmington did have to get them cabinet seat, Ori Strong, Andrew Wheatley, because of them bad man there, Bobby Montague, James Robertson, of them bad man there, put them money and them gunman support behind Andrew Holness for him to get to the seat of power. So this is why the Prime Minister is also Nigel Taylor. This is why the Prime Minister is also held ransom. This is why the Prime Minister is also held ransom by the crooks and choppers that he has around him. Because of the gunman and badman them put him in a position, and those are the people that Andrew Holness have to respond to. That's why Andrew can never. You think the US like that Andrew Holness have Chang in that position? No, they don't. But them know that Chang will take down Andrew. Mass Control, how are you? And not thief them people are thief. Them loot and shoot. But as I said last night, I don't think the court can be so awfully mad. But we're going to take a quick break, and I want you to give me feedback on my, don't know what you call them.
Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our Global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
That was number one. Let me know what's your view on it. And now this is number two.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.
Yes, that's the Global TV Group. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. And as well, hit the like button. Anthony Morgan, how are you? And then Miles, thank you. Carlos, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now today, the whole of the upon edge right now, getting at the Prime Minister on the upon edge, we can barely sit down upon we see Prime Minister. We just had the all about with the upon edge. Evan Riley. With the upon edge Prime Minister, because if the court go crazy today, Sharon Bernard, this will show us that our democracy is on the way to its death. Because if a court decide to play up to the Prime Minister's narcissism and petulance, then we might as well run and look place figure, because the court wouldn't fight back against a Prime Minister declaring martial law violating our Constitution. The Prime Minister, as this desperate, will try to take over the country. South Korea president did it the last 24 hours, and he was struck down in 6 hours because the people stood up to protect their democracy. Even the president's side stood up, voted against him, fought with the soldiers to get into parliament to vote, because as soon as the South Korean president declared, Compound TV declared that martial law, the military head straight to take over the parliament. And the people rose up across the country, used car, everything, their body to block the military, fight to get into parliament, and vote down military law. Can we say we will stand up to protect our democracy from a tyrannical leader? He has shown us the sign, no doubt. This government has ruled with emergency powers, Zozo, state of emergency, curfew. What has this government not done that we should be afraid of? What has this government not done that shows that this is a threat to our democracy, a threat to the life of our nation if we continue in this direction with this petulant, narcissistic leader? So I would want to see the court veer down the road of personal feeling rather than the black letter law. Me not think court so mad. They couldn't take money till they can't take money no more. They will expose that they are spitting out daft jurisprudence out here as well. Unless this would be a test case that this is the first time Section 14(5) of the Corruption Prevention Act has been used since 2002. If it is the first time the Corruption Prevention Act, Section 14(5), has been applied since it's been implemented, then it can be viewed as a test case. But if it is in operation, which the court has already been using, and that court has not spotted that this piece of legislation that we, the courts, are applying is unconstitutional, it would just show the backwards jurisprudence that Andrew Holness and his dunce lawyer find out. So the Corruption Prevention Act that you all passed into power in 2002, never tested it in the court for its constitutionality then, voted for it to pass into law all of a sudden, it is unconstitutional and the court must strike it. This is a pushchair toddler, you know. You know the toddler that you should have walking around, but is still in pushchair, and you dare to snatch that sweetie out of his hand. You dare to snatch that sweetie out of his hand, and then it will be a roaring disgrace across the whole street. This is the behavior of this Prime Minister. A toddler in a pushchair with a lollipop, Colin Richards. It is the only reason why the Prime Minister has taken such case to court. Because the Prime Minister is saying Pernell Charles, and who else did say it as well, that the Integrity Commission should be mandated to sign, what you call the word? Verify the Prime Minister's statutory, or certify rather, the Prime Minister's statutory declaration. That means the Integrity Commission must be under a legal duty to sign it whether or not the requirements are fulfilled. Pernell, why you hide, my youth? Good God Almighty, Pernell. You make Chopper John quiet you. Pernell Charles, me not agree with them something there. Me will play the America right now, Pernell Charles. Me will fight with the lesser enemy if you take down the bigger enemy. Pernell. So you know if you want to do any little leaking and them something there, Pernell, may I take your side and call all heap of them turn down upon you. A whole heap of them turn down upon you, Pernell. Because remember, say, Chopper John come out and come lace you before the by-election. After the by-election, Pernell, Cliff Hughes gave Chopper John, and not only Chopper John, Marlon Morgan, the platform to lace you. And lace you, they did. So I want to help you. Because I don't like to when people gang up on weak people, Pernell Charles. And when them a lace you, hear what Marlon Morgan say about you. So you run your department in an antiquated way. He was referring particularly to the past program at that point. You run your department outdated and old-fashioned. Chopper John said, the leader have to make some tough decision now. The leader have to move up some people out in cabinet. When we was not a part of the Prime Minister agenda, they went in for your Pernell Charles. And me don't know if James Robertson point nothing after you. And then Andrew Bad Boy them point anything at you. But what we've noticed, Pernell Charles, that you have gone so quiet. Because you were the voice. The voice, Pernell Charles, who came to the Prime Minister's defense. I mean, it was the reason why Justice Panton came with his own water. Because he said, he don't know where. When I got tip in a water for him turn, thank and mad like, oh no. But I am here for you, Pernell Charles. I mean, I am really here to tell your side of the story. You know, you can send the story anonymous, and we will certainly there.
The two daughters of Pernell Charles. Uno two is on a campaign to mash up the party because you endorse some jankro who no mean the party no good. I don't know if you stop it.
What a war! What is that all about, Pernell? We are very concerned for you. We don't even know if you're alive since these attacks. Because we don't see you, we don't hear from you. You were the strongest defender. Following on from September 17, when the Prime Minister's statutory uncertified illicit declaration was tabled, you, Colonel Charles, you sprang into action. Robustly, you defended the Prime Minister. You even went on further, even though you tried to do it calm, nicely, and respectfully. But you went on the same tangent during the sitting of the IC committee. And you threw yourself about. We thought, it was an audition. Because we know automatically Andrew's coming to its collapse. It's a dying days for the Prime Minister. What we thought, Colonel Charles, it was an audition to maybe be endorsed by the Prime Minister to become the leader of the party. And then Chopper John went out on an attack on you. If Chopper John took it to the public so open, Colonel, and then the same Chopper John and Marlon Morgan came on Nationwide the day after the recent by-election and criticized you. We want to protect you, Colonel Charles. If they are bullying you, if they are intimidating you, Colonel Charles, if Chopper John and Nestor Morgan is threatening to publish that little dirty secret, the Colonel Charles Jr.'s daughter's secret, if they're threatening you, do not bite the bait. There are things that you can leak, isn't it? You can play the tit for tat. Them don't have to know where to come from. Sharon Peart. You can pass it to Michelle, and Michelle pass it to Sandra, and Sandra pass it to me. But we're here to tell you your story, Colonel Charles. We want to be in the middle of the mix-up and the sus and the bang around. It have to come out in a crowd, So before heavy rain fall, we're likely to have dew, isn't it, Colonel Charles? So Kim, Rosalie, Chopper John, them they are just dew a fall. Gloria Morris. What the hell when thunderclap and lightning strike and you say cloud get black up there? Because the black cloud is coming, And when the black cloud comes, there's no escape from the rain. The cloud is blackening for the Jamaica Labour Party. Hold on a minute, man. Try understand some timing, Because we want to come back and say, run at the judgment time. So let me work out my dance. So I know say my dance. So at 8 o'clock in Jamaica now. So 2 hours time. So it's going to be 3 o'clock in London. No, so rebel with a cause. It's going to be 3 o'clock time in London because it's 1-7 now in London, 8-7 in Jamaica. So yeah, 3 o'clock my time. So I'm going to be definitely coming back 3 o'clock because either we're going to carry the Prime Minister's coffin or we're going to tie a horse to whichever judge send down that judgment, tar them and feather them across social media. Because it could only be injustice, or it could only be spelling out why a court would favor a prime minister as opposed to the nation. The court cannot, as I said yesterday, be so silly to open a floodgate which they will have to deal with. What the court could like to say is that Parliament should review the Corruption Prevention Act, because it is what Andrew Holness should really want to do, is to review the Corruption Prevention Act using the parliamentary tool and have that debate in Parliament. If him think it unconstitutional or whatever, and Parliament can debate if they want to repeal that particular section that the Prime Minister, Jamin, how are you? Repeal that particular section where the Prime Minister alone, not the country, because nobody never contest. And if the nation don't feel like them for contesting, and the Prime Minister said, I'm not contesting it on the fact that it is unconstitutional for the nation. It is unconstitutional for me, the Prime Minister. But because we know, so with judiciary, I was the judge in a cartel case in name, the Justice Seymour. Justice Seymour, I mean, never blame Paula highly for you, so Paula can't say any bull crap she wants to, JP. But Justice Seymour was under duty to stop that case, regardless of this finance and everything with them they are think about, before the juries deliberate, and thereby we wouldn't end up in the debacle of the embarrassment at the Privy Council, because it was a corrupt judge that allowed a tainted jury to give a verdict. Kenny Gale. It was a tainted judge that allowed that. So we know we legal system is entrenched to corrupt, just like with political system, because they're all friends and brothers. Them scratch each other back. Them look after each other. Them liberty because we are poor people. Time come. How are you? We know we have a corrupt system, but our democracy, the protection of our democracy depends on this judgment today. Because if the Prime Minister, Justice Lennox Campbell, thank you, Justice Lennox Campbell, that was a tainted judge, because that judge knew he should have stopped the trial. Paula Llewellyn say, I'm comfortable to go ahead. It's not enough. It's what a prosecutor would normally say if they don't want to lose a case. But the judge, in the interest of justice, had the power in the courtroom to stop a case. So let us see if corruption will rub up in front of us today, and the court will side with Andrew Holness and say, the Integrity Commission operate ultra vires, meaning they operated beyond or outside of the power that Parliament has given to them in the act. Dan Fox, morning. But it is the fact that the Prime Minister is challenging Parliament, because I try to get people to understand it this way. It is a challenge to Parliament's authority, particularly to Section 14.5 of the Corruption Prevention Act. That is not a challenge to the Integrity Commission. Yes, he's challenging the Integrity Commission to say they went beyond their powers, to say their report ought to be null and void. That's a challenge to them, the institution. But the Prime Minister is challenging the authority of our Parliament, Colonel Henry. The Prime Minister is saying to the court that the Parliament of Jamaica makes bad law. That is how it is to be understood. If one is asking for a piece of legislation to be struck out, it means it's a bad piece of law. The Jamaican Prime Minister is saying the Jamaican Parliament in 2002 that the Prime Minister voted on in opposition, Willie Dunn, is bad law, and thereby it must be struck down. That's a challenge to Parliament's authority. That is a challenge to the competency of Parliament. But then again, Justice Panton and them, like McWinnow said, them don't even read legislation and reports. So God help them. But we're going to make a run for it now, because we're going to come back in the next 2 hours to prod and poke what is going on out here and where this judgment will go today, if Andrew Holness will reign victorious over us, or our democracy will be protected by our courts. Good morning from the Global Television Group.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.
I truly believe our political system needs some fixing. Too much you hear about corrupt politicians and nothing happen. Too much you hear about politicians who take away poor people money and none of them reach in jail. And to the young people at home or wherever you are, and to all Jamaicans, I have one question for you. Take a look at your communities. Take a look at the sliding dollar. Take a look at the failing healthcare and ask yourselves, where is the progress? Where is the progress that this arrogant and disrespectful government keeps talking about? With this existing callous government, matters have gone from bad to worse.